smoking gun?
Will a credit card receipt from this restaurant prove that John Travolta is innocent of the groping claim?
And what the lawyer for the two men making the allegations is saying today.
There's a lot of people coming out of the woodwork.
Plus, giving massages. What really goes on?
It's really up to the therapist to keep control of the situation.
Massage Confidential. Then, Obama versus the inmate.
How an incarcerated federal prisoner just took 40% of the vote from behind bars against the president.
And Cher's apology to Mitt Romney. Plus, the movie executive who disappeared without a trace. Now his three sons ask America for help. Then, court battle over the late Gary Coleman's estate. War of the ex-wife versus his best friend. Did she really call him a midget in public? And Sofia Vergara. Has she dumped her boyfriend? Plus, she's 95 years old and needs a walker. You won't believe what happens next. Inside Edition in high definition with Deborah Norville.
Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us. For actor John Travolta, things may get worse before they get better. The attorney for one of the masseurs who's filed suit against the star says more lawsuits are coming, alleging more inappropriate behavior. Meantime, could a restaurant receipt be the smoking gun that proves Travolta's innocent? Paul Boyd explains.
Is there proof that John Travolta was 3,000 miles away in New York City on the day a lawsuit claims he sexually assaulted a masseur? The accuser, identified only as John Doe No. 1, says he was repeatedly groped by Travolta here at the storied Beverly Hills Hotel in Los Angeles on January 16th. New evidence has emerged that shows that night John Travolta was with several friends dining right here at Mr. Chow restaurant in Manhattan's trendy Tribeca neighborhood. How can we know with certainty that he was here? Well, he's got a credit card receipt. It shows the time as 11:38 p.m. on January 16th, 2012. The bill came to $382.69. Travolta left a generous $100 tip, but tantalizingly, you can see only part of his signature.
Travolta's New York restaurant receipt could be the smoking gun for him to blow their case out of the water. On the other hand, the accuser might be able to say, well, the massage was early in the day in Beverly Hills, and you know, Mr. Travolta, a private pilot, he could make it to New York by that evening.
And that's exactly what the accuser's attorney is saying. My client was sexually assaulted at 10 a.m., he said. Travolta could make it to New York on horseback in that time. Travolta's lawyers are demanding to take a sworn deposition from John Doe No. 1 as early as next Thursday. But John Doe's lawyer is trying to delay it, and he says more accusers making similar allegations are coming forward.
I've only filed on behalf of two plaintiffs so far, but there's a lot of people coming out of the woodwork. I expect there's likely going to be more plaintiffs filing.
The other masseur, identified only as John Doe No. 2, claims Travolta groped him in a hotel in Atlanta, believed to be the upscale Mandarin Oriental Hotel. John Doe No. 2 claims the encounter took place on Saturday, January 28th, 12 days after the alleged incident at the Beverly Hills Hotel. He claims Travolta walked into the bedroom, spoke very briefly, and then removed all his clothes. He says Travolta had a strange demeanor and bloodshot eyes. Travolta allegedly demanded an unusual amount of work on his glutes or buttocks. The masseur claims he hurried off when Travolta got physical and forcibly hugged him.
We have enough documentary evidence surrounding how it happened and when and the facts. It's not going to be a problem.
But Travolta's attorney is dismissing the claims as false and fabricated. He said John Travolta will be fully vindicated in court on both of these absurd and fictional claims. And Travolta's friends in Hollywood are hoping that, like the notorious paternity lawsuit against Justin Bieber, these allegations can be quickly disproved.
This is an occupational hazard of being a big movie star. Think of Justin Bieber. People can make false allegations and you can do nothing about it. They can drag your reputation through the mud. So Travolta's answer to that is to hire a very aggressive lawyer.
John Travolta and his wife, Kelly Preston, have one of the longer-lasting marriages in Hollywood, and they are sticking together as they weather the biggest scandal ever to hit their marriage. But the question is now, what should their next move be in handling this public relations disaster?
John Travolta has long projected the image of an adoring family man. Now he's facing a public relations nightmare.
I'm sure that John Travolta is very concerned that these new lawsuits will threaten the image that he's carefully cultivated of himself as a devoted family man.
Whispers about whether Travolta was leading a double life have been around for years, but reached a crescendo in 2006 when he was seen kissing a man on the steps of a private jet. Travolta's lawyer said, as a manner of customary greeting and saying farewell, Mr. Travolta kisses both women and men whom he considers to be extremely close friends. People who are close to Mr. Travolta are aware of his customary, non-romantic gesture. Star Wars actress and Jenny Craig spokeswoman Carrie Fisher is the only celebrity ever to speak publicly about Travolta's sexuality. My feeling about John has always been that we know and we don't care, she said in 2010. Look, I'm sorry that he's uncomfortable with it, and that's all I can say. Travolta and his wife Kelly Preston have been married for 21 years. Both are devout Scientologists, a church that frowns on homosexuality and even purports to offer a cure. At least in public, the Travolta-Preston marriage certainly seems happy. They've had 3 children, including Jet, who tragically died from a seizure in 2009. They found happiness again with the arrival of their son Ben just last year. Kelly was 48 when she gave birth. Now the Travoltas are hunkering down for the biggest challenge yet to their family name.
Much more later on the John Travolta scandal, including a look at what really goes on during a high-end massage session. In other news, Desperate Housewives will run its end on ABC this weekend, and from the look of things, it's not a moment too soon. Stories of a feud between star Terry Hatcher and the rest of the cast just keep coming, and now the word is that Terry was deliberately left out of buying a parting gift for the show's crew.
Desperate Housewives wraps up its long run this Sunday, so the ladies of the show chipped in to buy the entire crew a going-away gift. Everyone, that is, but Terry Hatcher. The gift was this, a Soarin' carry-on canvas bag that cost $44 each at Bed Bath & Beyond. Each man and woman in the crew got one along with this personal card. Just know that on all your future adventures, you are carrying a little piece of our love and gratitude. Thank you for a magical 8 years. It was signed Love, Eva, Marsha, Felicity, and Vanessa. No Terry, according to the website CelebBuzz.com. The star, who has famously feuded with the rest of the cast, was shut out completely.
At its peak, 30 million people were tuning in to watch Desperate Housewives. The audience is roughly a third of that now. It is months before Americans will go to the polls to vote for president, but primary results from Tuesday night can't be really good news for President Obama. He had some strong primary opposition from a guy in prison.
He's the prison inmate who just embarrassed President Obama in West Virginia's Democratic primary. The president received 59% of the vote, to a jaw-dropping 41% for Keith Judd, who's in federal prison serving a 17-year sentence for extortion.
How would President Obama do if the election were held today in West Virginia? Well, this guy, he gets 4 out of 10 votes in the Democratic presidential primary.
President Obama is so unpopular in parts of West Virginia that 72,000 Democrats chose to vote for a prison inmate instead. Although many of them probably didn't know they were voting for an imprisoned felon who was running from the comfort of his cell in Texas. Meanwhile, Cher is apologizing for a Twitter rant against Republican presidential candidate Mitt Romney. She tweeted Tuesday, "If Romney gets elected, I don't know if I can breathe same air as him and his right-wing, racist, homophobic, women-hating blank masters." The crack unleashed a firestorm of criticism, and now Cher has taken down the offensive tweet and replaced it with this one. "Mouth has been getting me in trouble all my life. I'm not sorry for feelings, but I was not kind."
Believe it or not, that inmate's finish was strong enough that he's actually entitled to have delegates at this summer's Democratic Party convention. So far, no one's volunteering to go for him. Her career is on hyperspeed, and that may have taken a toll on her love life. Word today is that Sofia Vergara is now a single lady.
Guys, it's time to celebrate. Sofia Vergara is a single lady. The Modern Family star is reportedly calling it quits with her boyfriend of 2 years, businessman Nick Loeb. The newly single Sofia attended Monday's Met Fashion Gala in New York alone. According to the New York Post, the couple split because Loeb couldn't handle her growing fame. They are done as a couple for now. It was a star-studded premiere for Cameron Diaz's new comedy, What to Expect When You're Expecting. Diaz hit the red carpet in a sheer white blouse and black high-waisted trousers. Even though she has no children, she plays an expectant mother in the movie.
I've been around a lot of pregnant broads before. I know what happens to them.
It's Good Girls Gone Wild. That's Selena Gomez on the left and a bleach blonde Vanessa Hudgens on the far right, posing with 2 co-stars from their new film Spring Breakers. The photo appears in the May issue of Interview magazine.
We'll be right back after this.
Next, the movie executive who disappeared without a trace. Now his 3 sons ask America for help. Then, after the John Travolta massage controversy, giving massages. What really goes on?
It's really up to the therapist to keep control of the situation.
Massage Confidential. And court battle over the late Gary Coleman's estate. War of the ex-wife versus his best friend. Did she really call him a midget in public? Plus, she's 95 years old and needs a walker. You won't believe what happens next. Inside Edition in high definition. We'll be right back. Next Inside Edition, Howard Stern goes primetime. His controversial return to television.
It's going to be nuts. It's going to be great.
Watch the next Inside Edition.
The John Travolta scandal has put an uncomfortable spotlight on the massage profession. Many who work as masseurs say allegations like those in the Travolta case put a dark cloud on people just trying to do their jobs.
How is that?
That's great.
The massage therapist. It's a respectable profession with a real image problem. Now, John Travolta allegedly propositioned 2 male massage therapists. So, how do legitimate massage professionals deal with randy customers?
And it's really up to the therapist to keep control of the situation.
Melanie Martin runs a well-regarded and legitimate Los Angeles massage business called High Maintenance Mobile Spa.
I think in Hollywood especially, massage is getting a bad name. I think a lot of people have forgotten what it's really all about, and it's the human healing touch.
Melody and 2 members of her staff demonstrated one important step they always take. It's called draping, which means keeping the clients appropriately covered up.
It's more when you get into the legs that things can get tricky. As you work on an area, you just uncover that part of the area. And it's also for the client's comfort as well.
Yeah, that's nice. That's very nice.
Many people have the wrong idea about getting a massage. Seinfeld even plays it for laughs in an episode about his masseuse girlfriend.
Look, who you kidding? You come up to my apartment with your table and your little oils, and I'm not supposed to expect anything?
In Friends, Lisa Kudrow's character, Phoebe, is a masseuse. She spells out rule number 1.
No fooling around with clients.
Melanie says her staff have a zero-tolerance approach if a client gets too frisky.
First and foremost is your safety. I don't care if you leave the bed there, you leave.
She says screening customers when they book a massage is important.
You usually notice on the phone. I mean, it's the questions usually sound like, what do I get with the massage? And we say you get a massage. And usually at that point, I say to them, I think you might be calling the wrong company, and they get off the phone pretty quickly.
Keep your hands to yourself. That's a therapist's message about a massage.
Next time, we'll have much more on the John Travolta scandal, including this exclusive.
New John Travolta drama. Next Inside Edition. He starred with Travolta in Grease, but before he died, the letter actor Jeff Conaway left behind. What he said about Travolta. Watch the next Inside Edition.
He's a top executive for a major film company, and he's missing. Now the 3 sons of the missing man are going public with their concerns in hopes that someone somewhere can help them find their father, who has vanished without a trace.
They're the 3 sons of a missing Hollywood executive, and they're making an urgent plea to America for help in finding their dad.
Life's not the same without you, and I don't know what I'm going to do without you in my life.
19-year-old Dylan Smith and his brothers are devastated. Their 57-year-old father, Gavin, has vanished, and now they're in a desperate search for their dad.
Was there any indication that he was leaving for a trip?
Not at all. You know, his shaving kit, all his suits, everything is still at that house. All he left with was his phone and his wallet.
Gavin Smith is a top-level executive with 20th Century Fox here in Los Angeles. He's been with the company nearly 2 decades. His family says when he didn't call or show up for work, they knew something was terribly wrong. Smith, who was on UCLA's national championship basketball team in 1975, works behind the scenes, distributing movies like Avatar and Titanic. But at 10 p.m. last Tuesday, Smith left his house behind the wheel of his black Mercedes and never returned.
What are you most concerned about at this point?
Well, here the problem here is that time is of the essence in these kind of things. My gut feeling is that my dad's somewhere out there and we just need to go find him.
They're concerned he could have accidentally driven off a steep cliff, but cops are working every possibility. Could he have been kidnapped? Was he robbed and left for dead? Or did he run off to start a new life away from his wife and 3 sons? Now they are skipping school to join the search, plastering missing posters across the city. Smith is 6'6" tall, 210 pounds. They've even set up a website and are monitoring social media for leads. So far, nothing. And as the days go by without any news, they fear the worst.
I just know that if any of us went missing, you know, my dad would not stop looking for us. And so we're not going to stop until we find him.
One report claimed Gavin Smith was upset because his house was in foreclosure, but his realtor says while the home is up for sale, it is not in foreclosure. We'll be back with more Inside Edition after this.
Still to come, court battle over the late Gary Coleman's estate. War of the ex-wife versus his best friend. Did she really call him a midget in public? Plus, she's 95 years old and needs a walker. You won't believe what happens next. For today's Groupon deal of the day, go to InsideEdition.com and click on Inside Deals.
2 years after Gary Coleman's death, the battle over his estate wages on. 2 women have gone to court to see who's entitled to future earnings from Coleman's name and likeness. And it turns out both of them are actually exes of the late star.
2 years after his death, Gary Coleman's estate is the subject of a nasty court battle between the 2 most important women in his life, his ex-wife Shannon Price and his longtime manager Anna Gray. Now they are facing off in court.
My only comment is to thank everyone who helped me in big ways and small to be able to get out here, to be able to prep this case, and just to try to bring the truth to light.
The dispute stems from a will written by the Diff'rent Strokes actor in 2005 in which he names Anna Gray his beneficiary. But Shannon's lawyer says Coleman made a handwritten amendment in 2007 naming Shannon as his legitimate heir, even though they were divorced.
It's all about the money for her. That's all it's ever been about.
But Haley Mower, a friend of the couple, testified in court that Shannon sometimes ridiculed Coleman in public and even called him a midget.
She didn't essentially care for him. She shouldn't have any rights to it.
Coming up, an amazing 95-year-old who you have to see to believe. Wait till you see what she does with that walker.
When you get heartburn, it's too late for Prilosec. It takes at least 24 hours for full effect, but it's never too late for Zantac. Its fast-release acid blockers relieve heartburn in as little as 30 minutes. No pill works faster. When heartburn strikes, try Zantac.
Go ahead. Expect curly, frizzy hair to simply go away. Frizzy's 3-Day Straight. The first semi-permanent styling spray that works with heat for super straight hair that lasts not 1, not 2, but 3 whole days. John Frieda, expect perfect.
Uncover stronger, younger-looking skin.
New Aveeno Skin Strengthening Body Cream helps transform dry, thinning skin by strengthening its moisture barrier for improved texture and elasticity in 2 weeks. Reveal healthy, supple skin. Aveeno Skin Strengthening.
I'm a marathon runner in absolute perfect physical condition, and I had a heart attack right out of the clear blue. I'm on an aspirin regimen, and I take Bayer chewables.
Be sure to talk to your doctor before you begin an aspirin regimen.
It's my success story.
Come into Kmart this Mother's Day. Get this Nook color for just $149.99. Plus great apparel, sleepwear, and box gifts for mom up to 40% off. Shop Your Way Rewards members get a free rose bouquet when they spend $50 or more Wednesday through Saturday. Only at Kmart.
It's Mother's Day, a day to thank me for all the little things, like being the only one who knows how to turn on the dishwasher. Happy Mother's Day, family. You love me.
Buy any KFC 10-piece meal or larger and get a free double chocolate chip cake.
Proof that age is just a number. You won't believe what this 95-year-old lady can do. You'll see her in action next.
Closed caption sponsorship for Inside Edition is brought to you by...
It's the coupon event at Ashley Furniture Home Store. Get huge store-wide savings with buy one, get one half-off specials. Hurry to Ashley Furniture Home Store.
There are many choices in allergy relief. And now, there's new Alka-Seltzer Plus Allergy. Try it now for fast relief. Go to alkaseltzer.com for a $2 coupon.
At Progressive, you can bundle your home and auto policies and save.
Don't worry, tiny people. Flo is a gentle giant.
Bundle home and auto at Progressive.com.
Stay tuned. There's more Inside Edition to come.
Finally, when she hits the dance floor and the music kicks in, it's clear this lady has discovered the fountain of youth.
If you don't believe in miracles, just keep watching. That's a frail old lady on the dance floor leaning on a walker. How can she possibly expect to dance? What's this? Her young dance partner struggles to take away her walker. It seems like the ultimate act of cruelty as he prepares to dance rings around her. But appearances can be deceiving. Now they kick the music up a notch, and presto! She's dancing a quick step, and the crowd goes wild as these two win a dancing competition in Boca Raton, Florida. So who's this amazing lady whose dancing video is taking the internet by storm? Her name is Tilly Klein, and she's 95 years old. But her legs don't know that.
I like the music. I love dancing.
Tilly was born in 1917, the same year the United States entered World War I.
I never thought I'd make 95. You don't expect to.
Then again, nobody expects to see a 95-year-old woman do this.
You know, they don't have an age limit on Dancing with the Stars. I think this lady would be perfect. That's Inside Edition for today. I'm Deborah Norville. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.